Welcome to the Three in the Key podcast. I'm your host, Andrew, joined by Ben and Arnav. Guys, give it to the people.
Sup, guys? How's it going?
All right. So today we are going to be talking about our thoughts on the NBA bubble thus far and like any big storylines or headlines that have come out. We might talk about some of the vlogs that Matthijs Thybulle, JaVale McGee, etc. have been doing. Our opinions on the bubble thus far. And yes, we're probably going to talk a lot about Bol because, I mean, who wouldn't want to talk about Bol right now? We're also, before we start that, we're going to talk about a new schedule we have planned that basically is centered around more uploads every week, just so that we can have like more consistent series, not so that we can have some versatility and not have to do the same thing every single week. So basically, our plan is we are going to be uploading one video every Wednesday, like always, and then we're probably going to be uploading a Monday video, which is going to be like a weekly series. So last week we did our top 10 point guards list. So
next week
you will find that video every Monday, that series. And once we're done that series, we'll probably do another series. I was thinking top 50 players all time because I thought that would be fun.
Leave the comments, not each.
Leave in the comments what you think would be entertaining.
For a weekly series.
Then on Saturday, we're going to do like some kind of fun video. So like a quiz or like a would you rather. And I was hoping we could do who he play for this week. I know you guys have some hesitance on that because I'm great at who he play for, and Arnav, you're not. Not even like a little bit. You're not even like all right. You're just bad.
Just random players, bro.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. It's not a.
They're all on like 2-day contracts. I swear.
Yeah, or like the 50th man on the Atlanta Hawks.
Like I don't pay attention.
So, anyway, yeah. So we're thinking like Saturday will be a fun video. So we're gonna have 3 uploads a week now.
Yeah.
That way we can get more content out.
Yeah.
Just we can have more to present to you guys.
Busy people.
Right.
I might not be able to be in all of the podcasts due to I'm starting to get a little bit more busy with starting to get more lean, like vacationing and stuff. But I'm gonna try my best.
We'll take it step by step.
All right. Yeah. So now that you know our new schedule, I think it's time to jump into this week's podcast with the bubble.
The bubble. What are we thinking so far? Like, I'm honestly really surprised it's worked.
Okay, so one thing I want to address right at the start is J.R. Smith. I did not expect that.
It's been 3 scrimmages. I didn't even know did he do something important last night?
I'm pretty sure he dropped 20 points.
Yeah, against Dallas?
No, last night the Mavericks played Philadelphia.
Washington. He had 20 points against Washington.
Oh, well, I mean.
Either way, I didn't expect it.
Again, it's against Washington, and it's a scrimmage game. But yeah, actually, I think him and Dion have played well. Shout out Philly Cheese. I don't know if this is gonna work in place of Avery Bradley because that's sacrificing a lot of defense. Like, yes, they're getting more shooting, but they're both inconsistent. So I don't know how they're going to fare until we see them in actual meaningful games. But I think it's interesting because they've played quite well in these scrimmages.
I feel like after the 2018 finals, we all forgot how J.R. Smith was actually a pretty good player.
Oh, no, just the one mistake kind of
Yeah, it ruined his career for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
He was the third option, right? On that Cavs team?
Yeah,
I think so.
You could say, yeah.
Yeah, after K-Love.
Yeah, or maybe it was Jordan Clarkson, or I don't know.
Depends on which of
them. That was a pretty bad team.
So for me, the bubble's been pretty interesting. I mean, like, Arnav ran into the players, but just like how many courts they have. I think they have 3 courts set up. They all look identical, but pretty cool stuff with the benches and the players.
Oh yeah, they look like little dugouts.
I just find it super cool.
Yeah, I'm really impressed that they were able to put this all together.
Yeah, it's and the rail cams. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. Almost.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Oh yeah, they almost. Yeah.
It's like really cool. So that's just all new technology we're seeing.
Yeah,
I've just been super impressed and just like wowed almost by what the NBA has done. So that's how I feel about that side of things.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a great opportunity for them to try new things, like the fan sound effects that they put in the background.
Yeah, I found that pretty cool. It actually sounded real.
I found that really cool. I don't know how this happened. There have been a few problems with it. I mean, they have like random, weird, funny sounds that go off at random times. Like the bruh sound effect went off twice during like the Lakers game last week. And last night when I was watching the Mavericks game, the old phone alarm on Apple phones, or
yeah,
that was going off in the middle of the game for no reason. It didn't make sense at all.
Someone probably just brought their phone into the game, and because there's no like actual crowd, you can hear it.
Right. But I think it's really impressive, and really, other than Lou Williams going to get chicken wings, there really hasn't been any problems. Like, there have been
God.
0 cases too, which is
Lou Williams, man. What a legend.
You know, I'm not surprised, like, at all. Like, I couldn't even be a little surprised.
And then, didn't he have like beef with who's that guy? Like
Andrew
the
Perkins?
reporter? Yeah, Perk.
Perk loves beefing with everyone. He has no idea what he's talking about. Listen,
he just tweets out whatever he thinks and doesn't care.
Yeah, he really doesn't put any thought into anything he says.
And then he's like, "Oh, I did like good for the past 15 years, and then I decided to get chicken wings in the middle of a pandemic, and now y'all coming out. That's all you have on me." And he's like, "Come on, Perk, get better, man."
Yeah. I don't know if you guys heard, but the NBA is partnering up with Microsoft to bring couple 200 fans to each game through, like, I don't know if you guys have been watching all this.
Oh, yeah, I heard of that.
You see the people behind, So they're like, I don't know how they're choosing them. They must be applying some way online, but I found that pretty cool. But I could see some things going wrong with some fans doing some inappropriate things, but yeah.
Well, then they could just literally just block them. They could just block them.
Yeah, I know the NFL did that with the draft. They had a bunch of fans on the cameras while their teams are making picks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I found that pretty cool, but yeah, there could be some incidents, but I hope it goes all well.
Like, I just imagine all of them start singing a song in the middle of a game. Have you seen those Zoom calls? Like the funny things that they do in the classes on online school? Imagine they start doing that in the middle of a game. That'd be hilarious. All right, do you guys want to talk about Bull? Because
we need to talk about Bull. Wow, I'm not as high on him as other people are after watching him after 3 games. My biggest problem with him is his hesitance to like call for shots. Like sometimes he'll just stand there for like a couple possessions and do absolutely nothing. And other than shot blocking, his defense is kind of questionable. Like sometimes he'll just get lost and his man will get an easy bucket right at the rim. So
he could get bodied so easily. He's just not big.
Yeah, against
he's not strong
like
enough.
a DeAndre Jordan or Joel Embiid type, no, he's gonna get pounded on the boards.
There's
no way, nothing's gonna
running them at the same time.
But I like that he's I didn't think he would be carrying the ball so much. Like he is a legit ball handler. Like he's coming off screens for threes. He's taking the ball up the court off rebounds and pulling out for threes. His ball handling ability is really impressive to me, and I think that's a big step in his game. If he doesn't have to body in the post, but he can have a solid, smooth pull-up game, I think that's gonna be really important for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, with his frame, I don't know, like if he's gonna have a lot of injury problems if he's banging in the post a lot. So I think having a good outside and midi game is really going to be important for him.
I think he's going to be good, but, like, if you looked at the box score, he's playing 32-plus minutes, and, like, I know he's been, like, helpful for the Nuggets, but when you look back, like, these are only scrimmage games, right? Teams aren't going all out. So once they get to their 18 games and even into the playoffs, play-in, whatever, do you really think he's going to be playing that heavy minutes? And I'm not sure if he's still going to be producing as much. I do hope the Nuggets give him minutes because he deserves them, right? Performing like that, he deserves it.
He's going to play less,
I'm not sure.
for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to play as much. Probably not going to put as good numbers in the real games as you. Today is Wednesday, but tomorrow the first seeding games are happening, so it's starting to get
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
He would be a good 6-man though. But like, they already have a good center.
Are they really tomorrow?
Lakers play tomorrow.
They play tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 29th?
Play tomorrow then?
The first day of the NBA restart is July 30th. Today's July 29th. Lakers play tomorrow.
Wait, Jazz play tomorrow?
Saturday. The Jazz play the Pelicans tomorrow.
Is Zion back?
Zion is probably going. I read something about scheduled for Wednesday, so I'm assuming he might. Well, today is Wednesday. He's probably gonna play, is what I'm assuming.
I don't think. Is there any games today?
I don't think so. They're probably just getting ready.
No games today. Yes, there's 2 games tomorrow.
Okay, well, I hope I can watch that.
Clippers, Lakers, 9 p.m. people.
That's exciting.
All right.
I'm watching the Jazz game.
So here's my thing. So right, we were talking about Bol, right?
Yep.
So here's the deal. You guys said that like teams aren't going all out, and he's not going to get these minutes for the Nuggets.
Yeah, because who is he going to replace on the starting squad?
I don't think he's going to start. I think he's going to get at most 15 minutes a game.
Yeah, sixth or seventh man.
You have to understand the Nuggets really didn't take any of these scrimmages games seriously.
Not many teams
starting
took them
four centers and a small forward in the first game. They started Bol at the 3.
Didn't they play the Rockets though?
Oh no, did they?
That was their second game.
Oh, that was their second game.
No, I don't think they did.
If I'm playing the Rockets, I'm playing 4 centers too.
Yeah,
that's how you're gonna be.
They have to be able to move too.
Mhm. Because how are you gonna guard Harden and Russ? But it doesn't really. It's a scrimmage game, you know.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think yeah, he'll probably get 15 minutes a game, and yeah, the Nuggets didn't take these scrimmages seriously at all. So he did get a lot of touches, and some people might say that his efficiency was poor. But I don't think it really matters. I mean, if he's taking 8 threes a game already, that's elite. And even if he takes half that many, that's still really good. As just right now, that's great. If I can, at that volume, eventually they're gonna start going in. So if he can take that volume of threes, then that's really intriguing, right? Yeah. So I don't know. I'm much higher on Michael Porter Jr. He had 19 or 20 points the other day. He's going to be really good. So now now you have to put stock into the Nuggets in the next couple of years.
Yeah, the Nuggets are going to be good. They got great. Obviously you mentioned Michael Porter Jr., Bol, Jokic, Murray. Really no players. There are some teams right now who have decent players but are older. If you look at the Spurs with DeRozan and Aldridge, well, they're not going to be good in the next couple of years because these are their last couple of years. But the Nuggets, they have good players who are just going to keep getting better in the future years.
Right. Yeah, they're not capped yet.
No.
So I don't know if yeah, so I would buy stock in the Nuggets. I think they should trade one of Bol or Michael Porter Jr. if I'm them. And here's why.
Bol would get a lot of trade value.
I think Michael Porter Jr. would get.
He's not valuable. for the Nuggets, but he'd be valuable for other teams.
He's to me, Michael Porter Jr. is the him and Jokic are the most untouchable on this roster, because to me, Michael Porter Jr. has the highest ceiling on this roster. He could be a legit 26 to 30 point per game scorer, and I'm being completely serious when I say that. His ceiling as a scorer is so incredibly high. I mean, if you trade him, you'll get the most value back, but I think you may as well just keep him. And you could trade Bol and Jamal Murray and other assets, and you could get Damian Lillard back, and then this team becomes a contender.
I guess they are a contender.
Well, they're not a contender right now. They're
not right now, but they will be next season.
And yeah, they already have. I'm pretty sure. In my opinion, Jokic is the best center in the league. That's just my opinion.
I think I agree with that, and only because Cat is on a bad team. But I mean,
and Joel Embiid is just a big baby.
Right, but anyway.
But yeah.
Yeah, the Nuggets are going to be really scary next year. But to me, it all depends on whether or not Jamal Murray puts it together for one season. He's basically been treading water for 2 years now.
I think he's going to be good, but he has to make a leap this next season, even in these games. And if he doesn't, I'm not sure. To me, I really hope. I like his game.
He's one of my top picks for most improved next year, but he needs to become a more consistent scorer. And his defense needs to be.
I think he's an all-star level player when
he's an all-star level talent. He could be a top 5 point guard, but he has to get over that hump of being a very good. He needs to get over the hump of being a very good starting point guard to a all-star, a star.
And none of us had him on our list. Kind of forgot about him.
He simply isn't there yet.
He's not there yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's a candidate for most improved though next year.
If you haven't watched our top ranking point guards, go watch that.
Go check that out.
Because all of us ranked our top 10 point guards currently in the league. With some arguments. So.
I'm not gonna put the link in the description because you can probably just check the channel out and it'll be right there.
And
anyway, let's move on from the Nuggets. Let's move on from that. So what other players have been interesting in the bubble? What else has happened? James Harden. James Harden's been really good. He had 35 last night.
30 in the first half.
Yeah, that was monster.
That's just James Harden.
That's just who he is, though. 35 for James Harden is a slow Tuesday. So, I think he's gonna. I think this Rocket. What are we thinking? What do we think about the Rocket system, though? Do we think it's gonna work? Because I don't think it's gonna work.
The coaching with this is pretty good. How they're keeping up with it is insane to me. But just I don't know.
I think they might be okay with it. I think if I was them, I'd rather keep Capella, but
yeah,
if they get matched up with a big team that's versatile enough to guard them.
Yeah, Utah would be a bad matchup for them because they have good defensive guards, and then they have Rudy Gobert.
Oh yeah.
Here's the thing, right? If PJ Tucker doesn't at least hold his own against a center, then they are going to get absolutely squished all the way the hell out, okay?
Against the Jazz, PJ Tucker is averaging 8 points, maybe 6.
Yeah, because they will just
he's getting locked up.
And then it's over.
If I'm PJ Tucker, I don't want to be in that system.
Yeah, if PJ Tucker can't at least slow down any star-level big man like Jokic or Gobert or I don't know.
But he shouldn't have to. That's not what his skill set is for. I'm not happy if I'm him.
Yeah, it's not his fault that this is the way it is. But unfortunately, this is what it has to be. And
it could work out, but
if he can't do that, if he can't at least be passable, if he can't at least be good or above average. Because I think no matter what, the big men are still going to pound them because even if PJ Tucker plays way above average against them, Gobert is still 7 inches taller for God's sake.
Mm-hmm.
So if he plays below average, then they will lose in the first round and it won't even be a contest. But if he plays above average, then I think they can cap at best. They can contend to make it. They can be a Western Conference Finals contender. I don't think they're going to make it past the second round.
Mm-hmm.
Because Harden and Russ, Russ is terrible off ball. And when Russ is getting all the buckets and he's the main man, then Harden's off ball, which is better. But, I don't know, James Harden's just a better talent. So there's still that fit issue. Yeah, I'm not too set on the Rockets.
So I know we kind of covered this in our first one, but with the 8 seeding games coming up, who do you like? And the Raptors having the toughest schedule out of every team. Do you think they're gonna drop, stay the same? What do you guys?
I think the Raptors will wait home. Where are they now?
Second.
They're second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They won't fall past 4, but no, I think they'll stay. They'll probably stay second.
They're a really good team.
They're a really good team.
I don't see them dropping.
The Clippers, the Bucks, the Lakers.
We can beat all those teams on any.
They can beat. The matchup they have is like the Grizzlies.
Yeah, and that's still a playoff team right now. But I said that Boston and Miami would flip in the playoffs, and I stand by that because I think a lot of people sleep on the value of Tyler Hero and Kendrick Nunn, especially in the clutch.
Tyler Hero's in a little bit of a slump right now. 3 for 20.
They still have Duncan Robinson. They still have.
That's what I was gonna say, but yeah, Duncan
Robinson. Yeah, so I think that they'll flip, but in regards to the 8th seed that you quickly mentioned there, I think I see. I think that the Blazers will still get it, but John Morant has played really well in these scrimmages, and the Grizzlies have a lot going for them. Like, the Blazers still have to work in Yusuf Nurkic. They have to work back in Zach Collins, and then if they're their defense is not good, their perimeter defense is really bad. So if they get matched up against some teams, they don't have a very difficult schedule, but if they get matched up against a team with some switchy wings, with some good wings that are good shooters, then they're going to have a lot of problems there. So I still think the Blazers will be the 8th seed, but the Grizzlies have done really well in these scrimmages. Weren't they yes, they were 0-3, I believe, but they played much better than that record suggested. Like in the Rockets game, it was like a 6-point game. And then they just missed 100 threes in a row. They went full 2018 Houston Rockets against the Houston Rockets. So I think they're going to be much better than the 0-3 record suggests. But I still pick the Blazers for the 8th seed. And also, one thing we brisked over for all this is player transformations.
Mm-hmm.
Like guys like Skinny Mello, Nikola Jokic, guys like that. So here's my thing with Skinny Jokic. I watched the Nuggets game last night, and he did not look skinny at all. So I think that was way overblown. That's the conclusion I've come to. But I think if he can be I think he's a little bit more in shape, which I think is good for them. But I don't think the Nuggets are going to be I don't think they're contenders this year, even though they've been really good and Bolt's been really good. But I think Jokic's passing shows a lot of promise, and I think if he loses a bit more weight, because yes, I think at one point during the break he was probably in much better shape, and he's probably died down since then. But I think that shows potential that he can put in the work to get there. And I think if he can become faster, more athletic, stronger, not just big, then he can be much better. So, any other?
I have a question for you guys.
All right.
What do you guys think about the Jazz after seeing them in the scrimmages?
I didn't catch any of their games, but
Yeah, me neither.
Watched one.
I didn't get to see them live, but I watched the highlights.
I don't think
in the first game.
I don't think Bogdanovich played. Did Bogey didn't play in did Bogey opt out?
I don't think he played, yeah.
Hold on, let me check right now. It'll probably be on Basketball Reference.
But
Oh shoot. He has a wrist injury. That's right.
Yep.
Oh, that's tough.
So that's a big loss actually. That's a really big loss for them because he's
for how long, do you know?
No, he's out for the season. That's it.
Oh
yeah, I remember he had to have surgery on his wrist.
Right.
That's a big L.
That's a big L for them. And Donovan was kind of inconsistent in their games. It
was because he wasn't playing any minutes though. They're keeping him for the playoffs. They don't want him getting injured because he's their best player. But they can't even risk it.
Yeah, with Bogey out, that's 20 points a game that has to be filled. I don't know where's that coming from.
He had 17 points in 22 minutes in the first game, which is pretty good.
That's pretty good.
And then in the second game, I don't think he even he played 10 minutes or something like that, and he had 8 points. And then Gobert in the first game, he was that scared me when he had 5 points and 6 rebounds. But then the second game against Miami, they took the dub and he had 21 points. So that was really good.
Oh yeah, that was a fun game to watch. Derek Jones Jr. nearly threw down the most monstrous dunk I've ever seen. But I guess he does that every other game. I'm not too worried about Rudy Gobert though. I mean, he's really just he's really just a rim runner for them. Yeah, so
it doesn't really matter what, I don't know. His chemistry isn't as important as it could be for other players.
Yeah. Him and Mitchell seem to be fine. So I don't think they're going to implode in the playoffs. But
it's nothing that.
I think the Bogdanovich loss is huge, and if I picked them in a Rockets series before realizing now that Bogey is hurt,
it could be definitely healthy, close.
Then I would say they'd beat the Rockets, but now it's really up in the air because that's 20 points a game. You're that's just gone.
No, even in the clutch, they could go to Mitchell or him, but now it's gonna have to be Mitchell, right? They don't really have
Their 6-man Jordan Clarkson, right? He's really good. He's playing really good for them.
But he's not. He doesn't have that experience, really.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's playing pretty good. I don't know. It's tough. But we'll see. Anything else you guys want to touch up on?
I think this might have to be a little bit shorter episode.
The Sixers have actually been interesting. I want to touch on them quickly because their shooting has been much right. Ben Simmons has started shooting.
How many threes has he hit?
He's made one.
Guy makes a 1-3 and everyone goes crazy.
Yeah, it is big because here's my thing with the Sixers. I said that if Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid if they can't come up with any shot creating, and if they can't find anyone that can create offense and shoot the ball, then this is their cap. But now that Ben Simmons is starting to shoot, and Tobias was lights out last game, he had 25 points in the first half. He was crazy last night. But if this shot creating can hold up, if Ben Simmons can start taking a couple threes every other game, that opens up a whole new. I'm
gonna let him shoot until he starts hitting them consistently.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, the fact that he's starting to shoot is very, very intriguing.
If he starts doing that every game, his points per game will definitely go up.
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons why he wasn't high in my point guards list. He wasn't that high because his points are 17, but that's only because he only takes takes twos.
Yeah, here's the problem with Ben Simmons, right? Since neither him nor Joel Embiid are good shooters, the paint is always clogged because
Embiid's not a horrible shooter, though.
Embiid's not a horrible shooter, but
he's a pretty good shooter for a center.
He's shooting 30% from 3 this season, which is not.
Last year he was better.
Yeah, this is like one of actually his weaker shooting seasons. That's because I think he just wants to be in the post more. Like,
which makes sense.
Like, I'd rather just have Joel in the post the whole game.
Like there's no reason to put that 7-footer on the perimeter.
From 3. No, I was completely wrong. Joel's shooting slightly below league average, and last season he shot poorly from 3. Yeah, no, I was completely off. But no, I'd rather. But if Ben Simmons can shoot, I'd rather him learn how to shoot than Embiid, because that opens up the paint for Embiid to dominate. And I guess Ben Simmons can have his points when he feels like, because Ben is still going to get those 16 points a game, like from drives to the basket when Embiid's off. And if he can shoot, that's going to completely open up the offense for way easier buckets for Embiid.
Yeah,
Tobias Harris is a good fit for that, though.
Yeah, Tobias Harris is a good fit, and if he can keep this scoring and shot creating and 3-point shooting up, then this team's also that's gonna open up a lot more potential for them as well. And so is Matisse Thybulle. His shooting was pretty good.
Yep.
I really like Matisse Thybulle.
So, is there anything else you guys like to touch up on, or
anything else we want to talk about?
I'm good. I think that wraps it all up.
Yeah, I feel like that's about it. We'll
probably a short episode, but
we'll probably find out some more stuff about the bubble. We'll probably find out more about the bubble in the 8 play-in games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, I have one thing. Do you think like the 8 play-in or the 8 seeding games and the playoffs will look different, or do you think it would look similar to the scrimmage games, like in terms of like the court and the fans and stuff?
I think everything's going to be the same except the lineups they run and how well the teams actually play.
All right.
Like seeing the top teams, like the Lakers and the Bucks, they're not going to be trying as hard as they would be in the playoffs. Like, but then the Grizzlies, they're going to go, like they're going to have to go all in for this. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to
definitely.
say.
All right.
Yeah, it's a really important time for the Grizzlies to develop their young guys and get to the playoffs. Establish that winning culture, right?
And then like this would be if Ja Morant can take them pretty like.
I love the way you say Ja.
Pretty far. If Ja Morant can take them far in the playoffs, or like at least to like the second round, that would be really good for his career.
No, they're not going to get to the second round. They'd have to beat LA. That's like no. But like if they can make the playoffs and they can play well, even if they get swept, they can get swept and still show promise.
If they win one game,
I think that'll be good for them.
All right.
Yeah, I think that'll about wrap it up.
Expect to see a video. What, Saturday, Sunday?
Saturday, probably Saturday. We'll probably
film on Saturday. It might not be up by Saturday. We'll try. So who he played for? If you guys have any comments on guys that you would like to see in the series, leave them down below. I think technically it's my turn to host, but I think for who he played for, since Andrew kind of loves it, I think we'll give that one to him and then just.
Also, yeah, if you guys haven't noticed, we're doing this thing where I guess we switch the quote unquote host. But it really doesn't matter. It's just the person that says the intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like Andrew, you will lead in who he played for. You'll have most of the players, but
I have no idea. Actually, I would love to lead that because I do not want to participate.
You would ask who's LeBron James?
I'm gonna get destroyed. Who is this player with the gigantic beard?
All right. So Andrew, take us out.
All right, that'll wrap it up, guys, and we'll see you next time on 3 in the Key.